It was a chilly Thursday morning, the kind where the air bites your skin and every breath carries the scent of freshly brewed coffee and cold rain. Inside a small convenience store on Maple Street, the faint hum of the refrigerator mixed with the occasional beep of the barcode scanner. Behind the counter stood Maya, a young cashier in her early 20s, with tired eyes and a warm smile that somehow refused to fade despite life's cruel weight. She had been working double shifts for weeks, trying to keep up with bills, rent, and her mother's medical treatments. Every customer that morning seemed to rush through without noticing her fatigue, until he walked in. He was tall, sharply dressed, and carried the kind of arrogance that filled the air before he even spoke. The moment he approached the counter, Maya could sense the tension. He tossed a few items, an expensive coffee, a sandwich, and a pack of cigarettes, onto the counter without a word. When Maya scanned the last item and told him the total, he smirked. His card declined. Once. Twice. Then again. The line behind him started to grow. People began whispering. Maya smiled politely and offered to try again, but his pride wouldn't let it go unnoticed. His voice rose, slicing through the quiet store. So, you're saying my card doesn't work? You must be doing something wrong. Can you even handle a simple job like this? His tone was sharp, dripping with disdain. Maya's hands trembled as she tried again, cheeks burning under the eyes of watching strangers. The machine beeped, declined once more. The man leaned forward, sneering, unbelievable. They let people like you work here. No wonder this place looks like a dump. The words hit her like a slap, and she blinked hard to hold back the tears threatening to spill. The store fell silent for a moment, the kind of silence that feels heavy and cruel. No one spoke. No one defended her. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of compassion, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Kindness Spark. Your small support helps spread stories that remind us that even in the coldest hearts, warmth can still be found. Maya forced herself to take a deep breath, apologizing softly though she'd done nothing wrong. She asked if he'd like to pay with cash, but the man rolled his eyes and muttered something under his breath about incompetent workers. He grabbed his phone and called someone, yelling loud enough for everyone to hear, "Yeah, apparently this idiot doesn't know how to use a machine." Maya's vision blurred for a moment as humiliation flooded through her. Still, she managed a quiet, "Have a nice day," as he stormed out, slamming the glass door behind him. The next customer, an older lady with kind eyes, gave Maya a small nod and whispered, "Don't let him ruin your day, dear." But her words barely registered. Maya finished her shift with robotic motions, her heart heavy with the echo of that man's words. That night, she returned to her small apartment where her mother lay on the couch, weak but smiling as always. "Long day?" her mother asked gently. Maya forced a smile. "Nothing I can't handle." But when her mother drifted off to sleep, Maya sat alone, tears silently tracing the edges of her exhaustion. The following morning, the rain was heavier. The store felt emptier. Maya went about her tasks quietly, organizing shelves and wiping counters. Around noon, the door opened, and the familiar sound of expensive shoes echoed on the tiled floor. She looked up, and froze. It was him. The same man from yesterday. He looked different though, less angry, more hesitant. He approached slowly, clutching something in his hands. The other customers glanced curiously. Maya braced herself, her heart thudding with dread. He stopped at the counter, cleared his throat, and spoke softly. I came to apologize." His voice was lower, stripped of its earlier arrogance. Maya blinked, unsure she heard correctly. He placed a small brown paper bag on the counter. "I shouldn't have spoken to you like that yesterday. I was having a bad day, no excuse, I know, and I took it out on you. I'm sorry." The store grew silent again, but this time the silence felt different. He pushed the bag toward her. Inside was a warm cup of coffee and a neatly folded envelope. "Please, accept this." Maya hesitated but nodded slightly. The man smiled awkwardly, then turned to leave. Curiosity got the better of her. She opened the envelope after he left. Inside was a handwritten note that read, "To the kind cashier, I lost my job yesterday, right before I came to your store. I was angry, scared, and humiliated. I took it out on the wrong person. You didn't deserve that. Thank you for your patience when I showed you none." Tucked inside the note was a crisp $100 bill. Maya felt her throat tighten. She looked out the window, catching a glimpse of him stepping into his car, shoulders slumped, but somehow lighter. She wanted to run after him, to tell him that it was okay, that she forgave him, but her feet wouldn't move. Instead, she just stood there, clutching the note, tears streaming freely this time. That night, when she went home and showed the letter to her mother smiled weakly. "See, sweetheart. Even the harshest storms can bring rainbows. You gave him grace when he didn't deserve it, and look what it brought back." Maya held her mother's hand, feeling something shift deep inside her, a reminder that kindness isn't weakness. It's strength. Days passed, and the store carried on as usual. But something about Maya had changed. Her smile was brighter now, not forced but genuine. She started noticing more, the elderly man who came in daily just to talk, the tired mother counting coins to buy milk, the teenager who always said thank you. She began greeting everyone a little warmer, her compassion touching those who passed through. One afternoon, a familiar figure returned. The same man, this time with a lighter step and a new look in his eyes. He placed a box on the counter and smiled. "You were right," he said softly. "Kindness really does change everything." Maya was puzzled until he explained. After their encounter, he decided to start over, applying for new jobs, making amends with people he'd hurt, even volunteering at a local shelter. "Your patience reminded me of the person I wanted to be," he said. The box he handed her contained pastries from the bakery where he'd just been hired. "For your kindness," he added with a grin. Tears welled in Maya's eyes again, but this time they were tears of gratitude. The man's words weren't grand, but they carried the weight of something rare, genuine change. The other customers in the store watched quietly as Maya thanked him, her voice trembling with emotion. The air seemed still for a moment, as if the world itself paused to witness the small miracle of redemption. That day, something profound spread through that little store. People started treating each other differently. The regulars smiled more, strangers exchanged kind words, and for the first time in months, Maya felt a sense of belonging. Even the store manager, usually grumpy and distant, left a small note on her register that read, "Keep being you. You make this place better." It's strange how one moment of cruelty can break a spirit, and how one moment of regret can mend it again. Maya learned that day that people are not defined by their worst moments, but by what they choose to do after them. And as for the man who once insulted her, he became a regular customer, not out of guilt, but gratitude. Every time he walked in, he made sure to greet Maya with a genuine smile and a kind word. And every time, Maya was reminded that forgiveness doesn't excuse the past, it heals it. So many of us walk through life unaware of the invisible battles others fight. Maya's tired smile had hidden her struggles, her mother's illness, her sleepless nights, her quiet strength. The man's anger had hidden his own fears, the loss of his job, his pride, his identity. Two broken souls collided in one cruel moment, but from that wreckage, something beautiful grew. The story of Maya and the rude customer spread around the neighborhood. People spoke about it, not as gossip, but as a gentle reminder of how powerful kindness can be. The store where she worked slowly became known as the place with the kind cashier, and sometimes strangers would come in just to meet her. Maya would always laugh softly and say, "I'm just doing my job." But deep down, she knew she was doing something far greater, she was sparking kindness in others. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Spark. It helps us continue sharing true stories that remind the world how small acts of kindness can make the biggest difference. And before you scroll away, I'd love to know, what's one act of kindness that changed your life? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might just inspire someone else to choose kindness today. In the end, life has a way of humbling us, breaking us down, and rebuilding us in ways we never expect. That day in the store, when a rude customer insulted a tired cashier, no one could have guessed how the story would end. With 2 hearts mended, a room full of silent witnesses, and a powerful truth echoing through the aisles, kindness costs nothing, but its impact is priceless. Because sometimes, the most beautiful redemption stories don't happen on big stages or in grand gestures. They happen quietly, in a small store, between 2 strangers, beneath the hum of a barcode scanner, where a single act of grace turns silence into hope.